Good afternoon on this very wet Thursday, and this is your weekly social media update. How many items we got?
8 today.
So 8 things to cover, around about 10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more. Right, what's first?
First thing is that Instagram and the parent company Facebook, they're going to be integrating mid-roll ads similar to YouTube. So you'd have an advert halfway through a video.
Yeah, okay. You know what, it was inevitable. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
We see it on YouTube. Yeah, it can be a little bit invasive,
A little bit,
but it's not the end of the world.
No.
And we understand that people, Facebook have got to make money. We don't pay for this product. We always go back to this and say to people, they obviously ask people, would you pay for it? You imagine 1.7 billion people paying £10 a month. Facebook, if they could do that, would be all over it.
Yeah.
But that's not the way they're going to monetize it. It's through the adverts.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fair enough thing. So what they're saying is, as long as the video is 90 seconds long, they can put a video somewhere in there, but it won't start until at least 20 seconds that video is played.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
I think so.
I'm interested to see when that happens, how it looks. It's going to be very similar to YouTube, so I don't think it's going to upset people too much.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
Facebook also introducing auto captioning for videos.
Yeah, so we've started captioning some shorter videos, but it's quite a time-intensive thing to go in and create the SRT file, the captioning file. So it'll say from 1 second to 2 seconds say this, from 2 seconds to 3 seconds say this, and it just takes forever to put together. So I've seen screenshots of this, and basically once you've created the video, uploaded it, there's an option that says generate. So you hit the generate button and it'll generate that file, and all you do is you go through each one of those lines and just make any textual corrections.
Yeah.
If it gets us 80% there, I am more than happy.
Yeah,
I think it's a brilliant idea and a very clever move.
Yeah.
And the benefit of that is a lot of people want to watch videos on the bus, on the train, out and about, but they don't want the sound. So captioning just really helps.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good move.
Yeah. Twitter are closing down their dashboard by February the 3rd. They've said that the app's best features will be integrated into Twitter, the main Twitter thing. So I don't know what that means exactly, but...
No. So if anybody hasn't used this, you go to dashboard.twitter.com, and it's just a different interface for using Twitter. Best thing about it, without a doubt, is the fact you can schedule tweets.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So in the past, people will use Hootsuite, TweetDeck, and other programs to enable them to be able to schedule tweets. It saves you a lot of messing around, so you can batch them all together. You're running a competition, rather than remembering to do a tweet every single day, you can just schedule them all in. Fantastic idea, love it. My hope is that at least that scheduling feature comes across. And also within the dashboard, I like the analytics. So I'm hoping they'll bring those analytics across, but it's anybody's guess. I don't know about how you feel, but lots of changes in Twitter at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot happening.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying lots of things and seeing what sticks and
I
seeing
think
what
so.
works.
Yeah.
Facebook now allows publishers to create multiple instant articles in one post.
Yeah, so we've not spoke really during the social media updates about instant articles. So instant articles have been around for a while. It used to be select publishers could use them, and what it would mean is they would create something on their website and it automatically gets pulled into the back of Facebook and then published on Facebook with all your branding and everything else. It just looks, they load really quick, like 0.4 of a second, a lot quicker than like a link, and they have your branding on, and Facebook love them because it means Facebook will drop adverts within your articles, which they can't do if it's your own blog post. And they've been out for a long time. We've been allowed to use them for about 6 months now. I haven't seen anybody locally doing them. It's quite an arduous process to get authorised for instant articles. You have to submit 10. They have to go away then and be checked for quality, as in it's all formatted and looks nice.
Yeah.
And then once you've had those 10 authorised, then you can start publishing, but they will keep an eye on them. And the thoughts are that you can just publish straight out to Facebook. It's going to get better viewership rather than sharing a link off your blog, for instance. So I think the ability to have more than one article is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
So you could publish something out. You could do like a weekly summary of your articles, 5 in 1. So yeah, interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out on that and see what it looks like and how we can use it.
Yeah. There's been a few changes to the Facebook business pages. 3 different types now there are, apparently.
Yes, there are. Definitely there are. So We manage quite a lot of Facebook business pages, and what we've noticed is that there's inconsistencies across the page. So we've got the very basic, what's happening. Then we've got a more detailed one with some icons, very basic icons again. And then we've got an even more detailed one, which is like big, square, colourful icons. And then some of those have got the live button. So you can go live through the desktop straight into your business page. Fantastic idea. It's just, especially for the likes of us where we're managing multiple pages, it's quite confusing at the moment.
So is it just done for you? You don't choose what one you have?
No, you don't. So it looks like they've got 3 versions on the go at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's they're doing some testing or whether they're just slowly rolling out the updates, I suspect it's the latter. They're slowly rolling out the updates, and eventually we'll all have those big coloured square icons.
Okay.
Which actually, once you've used them, going back to the old one, it seems very old and clunky, whereas this is quite neat and tidy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to all of the pages having that.
There's an advertising campaign by the police, I think it was, called Kayleigh's Love Story, which highlights the dangers of young people just talking to people they don't know on Facebook, and she was sadly killed by someone that she met on Facebook. So we watched the advert, and it's quite effective. So yeah, it's just highlighting the risks of talking to strangers on Facebook, basically.
Yeah, it's a worry for many of us who are parents. Especially of teenagers, they live very different lives to what we live, very digital lives, and that's not a bad thing. Actually, I think it's fantastic. They're all connecting and making new friends far quicker than we could.
Yeah.
But with anything like this, there are risks, and so this video in particular, Kayleigh's love story, was done by Leicestershire Police, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
And basically, Kayleigh met someone on Facebook, or they friended each other on Facebook, and over 13 days, I think he sent something there between them. There's something like 2,600 messages, and by the end of that, she went to meet him, and ended up costing her a life. It's a horrific story. I didn't watch it. It's been out for a couple of weeks, and I've not wanted to watch it, but I thought it was worth us watching to talk about it today.
Yeah.
And it is hard hitting. It's not gory, so. Don't feel you're going to see lots of blood and stuff, but it is a harrowing story. Yeah. And I think it does say at the beginning of it, if it was on the cinema or on TV, it would be a 15.
Yeah.
Personally, I think, daughter of 13, I would show it to her. But I think you have to, as a parent, you have to make that judgment yourself. But it's a real eye-opener. And let's be honest, a lot of parents don't know what their kids are doing online.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is more worrying to me. It's not what the kids are doing, it's the fact that the parents don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not keeping abreast of things, they're not checking their phones, not checking their iPads. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking story, but I think Leicestershire Police have done a brilliant job putting that together.
Yeah, I think so. It was well made, and I think it highlighted something quite important. So.
Yeah, 100%.
On Twitter, the British Gas profile made a tweet on the first year since David Bowie's death.
Yeah.
It's a strange tweet. Can't remember exactly what it said, but it's from a guy called Paul, saying something like 1 year since David Bowie's death, we're available till 10, something like that.
Yeah. What can you say? The guy obviously works on British Gas on their little customer service social team, and he just thought he'd jump on this hashtag bandwagon about David Bowie's death, and it was just the wrong thing to do, and people just picked it apart, and British Gas ended up deleting the tweet and apologising to people because it was quite insensitive and just a silly mistake. And I imagine Paul got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And even I think even the guy Paul who sent it, looking back on it, I think, why did I do that?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. But it's a lesson for a lot of companies who too easily jump on the bandwagon of things.
Yeah.
So they just jump on, and humour's a really difficult thing, and insincerity and all that kind of stuff. You've got to be honest. You've got to be. I hate using the term authentic, but when you try and force something like he did, it just comes across as insensitive and unauthentic.
I think there was a similar thing that happened recently when Carrie Fisher died. Someone who makes buns.
Yeah,
said something
Cinnabon, I think it was in the States, and they did something.
I don't think I don't know, it's up to different people how they take it, but I thought it was just a silly tweet. It wasn't harmful or anything.
But people
really.
took offence.
Yeah,
I don't know.
People did,
Whenever you create something, you're putting yourself up for criticism. Don't make it easy for people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Paul from British Gas, don't do it again.
And yeah, staying with Twitter, probably the most well-known Twitter user I expect is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He regularly gets hundreds of thousands of retweets and likes on all of his posts. Is it a good thing for Twitter necessarily? Or, you know, he's such a divisive person, so I'm not sure if it probably is good for Twitter. I think, in a strange way.
Yeah, okay. Let's go back to him. Whether you like him or not, you know, he bypasses mainstream media
Yeah.
using Twitter. That's what he's chosen to do. You know, and people refer to him as the Twitter president.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we're all for social media, but you know, he's a divisive character, and he just puts stuff out there. It gets people talking about him. So, I don't know. Is it good for Twitter? Yeah, I think in a roundabout way it probably is. Because I think there might be a lot of people that are hearing about him tweeting and the stuff that say, well, join Twitter just to join in the conversation and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
So is it good for Twitter? Yes, it is. Yeah, I think it will end up bringing a lot more people over to Twitter just for the entertainment value of what he's tweeting.
Yeah.
And some of the responses, you know, that whole thing yesterday about Russia and the prostitutes, some of the tweets were absolutely hilarious. And we shouldn't make fun of that because we don't know if it's real or, you know, it's or what he's saying, which is fake news. But, you know, some of those tweets were just historically perfect and great fun. So, I mean, yeah, Twitter is Twitter. It is a free-for-all. It's amazing. It's awful. It's a bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Twitter are doing a lot to help themselves at the moment, and I think Trump is helping them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. And that's it. I think that's all the stories.
Yeah, so it's quite a week this week.
Yeah.
A lot of kind of things coming in the pipeline, and I think over the next couple of weeks, I think we'll have a lot more. What do you think? I think there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
So that's your update. If you got any questions or you hear of any news you want to share with us, then just post it below on within the group, and we'll comment back to you. That's brilliant. Thanks a lot. Take care.